Guys, myself is Deepak Motilal Kumar. Right now I'm here from Central INC. I'm working there as a management training recruitment. I'm looking there for the US recruitment market totally. Before that, I was the VITM. I'm here, one of the senior from VIT Vellore, and I'm doing this reverse here, so from current to back here. And I have been also work experience before joining for my MBA, and I worked there HR in one of the IT construction company in New Delhi, and my higher education's been in VIT and most of the Maharashtra states, and basically I'm from Bihar. So you can be comfortable with me, and after session, if you want to take some suggestions how to deal with the interview process, I can help you for that. Okay, all the best.
Thank you very much. I'm Shekhar. For some of you who are in the first year and don't know me, okay, I'm a visiting faculty, and I'm absolutely delighted to be here. And I can see that all of you are very eager to actually watch people and also learn. Some of you are going to be having active learning, and some of you are going to have passive learning. Okay. Now, very quickly, what here are the ground rules. There is going to be only one topic, and the topic will need to reach a conclusion. Okay, so I basically want to understand finally what is the collective view taken by the team. You have 15 minutes discussion time, and I will keep time, and I will give you 2 minutes before it gets over. Okay, so at the 15th minute we stop the session. Okay, the topic is why India's WTO food security stand is right. I'll repeat. Why India's WTO food security stand is right. Okay. So your time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sabyasachi. Why India's WTO, our topic is why India's WTO food security stand is right. As we have read in the present, lately in the news, that India has, as we have read in the news, that presently, for the past, India is asking for more subsidy, asking to increase the subsidy to 10%. And at the same time, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken to has spoken and said that why India is taking this stand is because he is targeting to help the agriculture, the poor people in India. Earlier it was subsidy was 9%, which has been followed since 1968 and 67. Presently, we are trying to change it to 10% so that all the farmers and everybody are benefited over here. So this is why India has taken this stand in WTO right now. Many of the rich nations are against it because this might affect their stand. This might affect their relationship and the profit they are earning from India. So if anybody has any points, please.
Good morning, everyone. As Sabi said, WTO is taking initiative for giving agricultural subsidies to India, farmers to India. But thing is, recently, today before we read, RBI is going to, means they are not taking more initiative to giving loans to farmers. We have seen in what happened in Andhra Pradesh recently. RBI denied their application to giving subsidies to the farmers. So I agree with Sabi, but this is my point. So domestic policy is important rather than international policies.
Good morning. The WTO, as he rightly said, the domestic policy is also important. So the foreign policy of investing in agriculture is also very important. Regardless of domestic, only as estimated that only 15% can be come from domestic investment. The rest should be at least 5% should be on foreign investment into India in agriculture as well as in agricultural product. Hence, if it has been done, it will be in a high standard that agriculture farmers will get benefited. Like it can be in the export as well as import formula. So my point is that the WTO can be concluded that it can invest certain percentage in India for investment into agriculture sector.
Just talk loudly.
So, good morning everyone. As I said, I agree to the point which they have said actually, and to Nathan as well as he told
Please use mic in the ground rule. It's not optional.
So good morning. I agree to all the points which you have told now, and to Nathan's point as well. Like you're taking into consideration the domestic policies. Yeah. First, we have to reflect the domestic policies which are important, and then do a proper planning so that we submit a proper report. Because initially and all, whenever the budget is being planned in India, proper reports are not submitted and the initial groundwork is not done. So as to strengthen the tie-ups with other like WTO and all, they should have a proper planning, and they should ensure that all the farmers should get proper subsidies at a domestic level itself. That's what my point is.
Good morning, everyone. I'd also like to second this thought that domestic policy should be given more importance than international policy, because the economic development of a country is based in the domestic policy. It lies in the domestic policy. It also depends, like the export from a country should be more than what we import.
Then one more point, being in international organizations like WTO, WHO and all, I don't know how much it impacts into the country-wise level, so that is also one impact, I guess.
We are from our independence that from that moment our Nehru has taken 5-year plans for these agricultural products, but even though we are taking all these initiatives, the thing is how it's going to be executed. That's why I said domestic policy. Even India, we know there are things changing, but there is nothing called consistent in India. So even recently we had every government has different policies on agriculture. So we all know we are a very big country, host country, and we have 29, now it is 29 states. So the policies of even state also depending. Even I'm from Kerala. Even Kerala recently the chief minister introduced new policies for agricultural products. But you know what happened is even then there are a number of political parties in India opposing that policies for their gain. So this is also a state policy is also affecting.
Hello, good morning everybody. I would like to support all my friends' arguments saying that India was actually put up into the world's front, saying that it is an agriculturally backed economy. So with that power in mind, and we are growing at a very lower rate compared to other sectors like tertiary sector or secondary sector. So more subsidiary enables the farmers to act more, produce more. So this is in kind of promoting the profitability of the farmers as well as the structure of the Indian economy. So I do agree to what has happened, that increasing subsidiary is really required.
Actually, the issue right now with India in WTO is what all of you said is absolutely right. But right now, what India is fighting for in WTO is raising the price first of all, and there are certain norms where that is American and European Union nations, they are having certain food security rules and regulations. For example, if you take pickle and many other products, there are some acidic content which has to be maintained, and India is unable to do that when it is exporting that. And there are certain rules which it is very difficult for India to follow when we are trading with them. So along with the 10% subsidy, India is trying to do that. As all of you said, rightly said, that reform is required in domestic level as well. But at domestic level, India has already, right now in this budget, 2014 budget, India has come up with many plans to improve the reform. The implementation, they are trying to implement certain plans. We know Manrega, we know Prime Minister Pradhan Mantri Gram Sinchai Yojana, which is for irrigation and other purposes. government is spending 1,000 crores, 1,700 crores in all these plans to improve the agriculture. So if you look at it, government is trying its level best with the present level improve whatever is happening in the domestic. But at the same time, we have to look at the scenario how we are trying to trade with the other countries, rich countries especially. So all of you are right, but at the same time, we have to think that international level we have to make changes which will benefit our farmers.
As Sabi said, yeah, I have to agree to it. Like to in the international level also, we have to look. But I guess our Prime Minister Modi is taking care of it. And for example, which I was considering when you were talking was like when we had the BRICS formation in Brazil, like they were forming many. I guess that certain aspects like that will improve the economy as well. Probably they'll have to take a stand on to something like this, which will help the economy.
I would like to add a small added to this, which is that I agree with most of your points, but this point is that Indian farmers are not producing goods up to the standard as across developed countries like Europe or USA. So it is better, I think, that they promote the technologies that will help the farmer to give more productivity and profitability, rather than just reducing the subsidies and other restrictions across the world.
And to know, like, actually the WTO's main objective was to increase imports, right? So maybe probably through that, it also we can improve the economy, and you were selling like the rising prices. Probably we can, probably the economy will improve as well if they go for international reforms rather than looking at domestic.
Good morning, everyone. I think domestic investment should be more because foreign investments, I mean the WTO doesn't know what really happens in India, and I think the government should. Good morning. As Rashti shared, like the government is providing subsidies, but not up to the level. Like comparing to the other countries, our level of technology used in agriculture is like not up to the extent. So the WTO or the government of our country should look towards the advanced technology development in the field of agriculture, so that it can also come up with the domestic trade.
Just one question area to Lakshmi share, both which Lakshmi share, that the Indian farmer is not getting the quality, the goods the products which they produce is not at enough standard. Consider we produce one of the finest quality of rice, but we export it in the raw form. We are not exporting it in the, we are not importing it, exporting it in the raw form. That is the mistake as Indian farmers are doing. While some other country, what they do is they buy from us, they go for some other test and they make the goods the quality standard, and again it comes back to us in high price, where that make a huge difference about the result. As well, if the farmers or the producers have been educated enough to make good quality, to furnish or to produce the goods in a complete pack, then if the farmers might get the high amount of price.
2 minutes. The group has to summarize and make a recommendation.
I absolutely agree with everybody what everybody said. Everybody has said that, I'll summarize the points what everybody has said. Most of us have said that India need to reframe the domestic policy. India, where we are falling behind is that farmers are less productive, there's less technology, and the technological improvement is required in the domestic sector. After these whatever points most of our friends have said, apart from that, I'd like to share one more view that
whatever, only if there's a market abroad, only as we all know, if there's a market, there should be the proper development. What India is also trying to do, at the same time, it's trying to develop its domestic market. At the same time, it's trying to improve its international market, be it turmeric, rice, or anything. Once it develops its international market, the demand will be more. We will get more value for our rice, for which WTO India is standing right now, and will improve it. So for now, these are the points which we have. If anybody has any other points, please add.
To add on to it, like as Abhi said, they should improve the ties with the WTO as well as the trade relations between the countries, and they should look for that particular advantage. Whatever a country has an advantage for that particular product, they should take it as an advantage and then start exporting it. Because they should not produce products which they do not have any sort of absolute advantage in it. So that's what my point is.
I would like to conclude with what Sabi and Sanyo said. I just want to combine these things. As Sabi said, the European Union thing, and Sanya said taking other countries getting raw material from India and they produce from their country and again they export to India, import to India. The thing is, European Union, it's very big union. It's internationally known. Most of the countries are already joined in European Union, so it's very easy to implement a policy in European Union. That's why it's happening like what Sanya said.
Time. Thank you very much. What we're going to do is we're going to send a blank paper to each one of you, and we want you to write down what was finally the conclusion that your team reached. But you're going to write without consulting others. Is it clear? So whatever is the conclusion that you believe you as a team reached, you're going to write it down. So could we have a piece of paper?